You don't need to be an expert to start a fashion brand. So invest in people who are really helping you in your growth journey. So people should identify those people. God willingly and thankfully, I find people like you. If I had not met you, Harvey, I would have still been contemplating, that should I do business? Do I have it in me to be a leader? Having a coach is very, very important. Someone who can just hold your hand and tell you that I am with you. I am confident that now I will make it a great, great success out of this business that I'm doing. We all women, we have this innate power within us. It's part of our DNA. It is not something that we need to acquire from outside world. All we need to do is hone it, polish it, and just recognize it that it exists within us.
Welcome everyone to the Fame Club interview series of the Fashionpreneur Club, and today I have with me is Sonal. Sonal is from New Delhi and she has been a part of our community for years now in the Fashionpreneur Club. She is a diamond member and also one of the leaders of the diamond tribe, risk takers. And we had one more interview with Tanya Berry, risk takers. You are risk taker, and risk takers are going to get so many additional points in the tribes just because you all are a part of the Fame Club now. So thank you so much, Sonal, for being here, and it's an absolute pleasure to speak with you one on one, because I know you've been in this community for long, but we have never connected like this. So great opportunity for both of us to connect. Sonal runs a brand called Udambara, and she has her own beautiful website. I think the kind of apparels that she curates, they are more like my style: jumpsuits and dresses and quad sets. So I'm going to put the link of her website in the description below. Later on, check it out. Amazing, amazing designs. And over to you, Sonal. Thank you so much for your time, for being here. It's an absolute pleasure interviewing you. And tell us more about the brand that you're running. How did you start, and what is the brand all about?
Uh, Thank you, Harvey, and a very hello to everyone around who's listening. So, firstly, Harvey, it's an absolute honor, and I was sharing with you, to connect with you like this and sharing my brand story. When you approached me, I was thinking that do I have accomplished something which I will be able to share? But I then recalled your own voice and the learnings that we had, in various forums that we interact in, that no victory is a smaller victory, so for being able to share my story over here is a sense of a lot of pride for me today. So my brand name is Udambara, and it is into Western wear. I do dresses, I do quad sets, I do jumpsuits, play suits. So that's the category. The USP of my brand is that I'm trying to incorporate fabrics which are pure in nature. Like it is a pure cotton, it's pure linen, it's pure khadi. So that is the fabric USP that we are trying to stick to. And they are bespoke pieces. We are trying to not go the Zara or the H&M way. What I'm trying to do is something which is very customized, which is very personalized style of customers. So that is about the brand. It happened. So I am in a corporate industry for a very long time. It's been over 16, 17 years I've been working. And I always wanted to do something on my own, but I didn't know where to start. And as most of us, I think I just toppled onto YouTube to Harvey, and it was life changing for most of us. I mean, I can speak for so many people over here. It's the sheer connect, I think, Harvey, that we had with you, which inspired us to take that plunge. Getting connected with you, listening to you. And getting that confidence that everyone is sailing in the same boat, and I can also do that. So that is in a nutshell my 1 year old brand launch journey. I was with the community for some times, but immediately, from regular membership I jumped to diamond membership, because I knew that if I will do it, I want to do it with all my heart and with all the arms and the emulations available to me. So that is what I plunged into my diamond membership, and I'm trying to do my best and will continue to do my best.
Super amazing. So, Sonal, you said you have been into a corporate career for 16 years. Are you still continuing with your job?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
Wow.
am. And the reason that I know, it's only a woman who can manage these two ends of the spectrum. But a little bit on my background is that, I'm funding my own brand. Yeah. So I'm not seeking help from anyone. I did some financial investments earlier on, which were like bigs in terms of buying a property and all that. So my savings had gone there. I had thought about it a lot, that how I can manage the two things. And I wanted to quit my corporate job and come over here. But then I realized that it wasn't advisable for me because, the money has to come from one source so that I can build my brand. What I did in the process was that I strengthened my goals and seeked a lot of clarity in terms of what I want to do in terms of my milestones. That has helped me to keep myself in rhythm and in check, so that I'm not like getting hold of one thing and losing focus on the other. So that is what I'm trying to do.
Wow, super Sonal. So you're into a 9 to 5, and when we say 9 to 5, we know कि ज़्यादा ही time लग जाता है job में. 9 to 7, 9 to 8, we don't know what. So into a full-time job. So of course drawing salary from there, and in parallel you are creating this beautiful world wherein you can shift forever in future whenever the time is
Yes.
right. But with your job, setting up your website and starting your brand, doing 5 lakhs about in revenue is what you said that you've done about
Yes.
5 lakhs, like doing 1.5 lakhs every month. It's incredible because a lot of women, they feel if I'm doing a job, I can't do business. And once I quit the job, I'll do business. And that never happens. You never quit a job and then start a business. So, first of all, great, courage to start something in parallel because time is always a challenge. So, how do you manage your time between your job and your business? क्या करते हो आप?
Luck played a little role in my favor in this regard. So when I decided to full-fledged, when I encountered you and I decided that there's no looking back and I will go ahead and launch my brand, I spoke to my management, my bosses here. They allowed me to go from a full-time employment to a consulting employment,
Wow.
which basically gives me a little more leverage in terms of time and flexibility to do my things. And they have been really supportive in terms of what I'm trying to do over here. So that's the encouragement I got, and it was like open communication that I had with them. But at the hindsight, I was very very clear that if I had to choose, I might have chosen my brand than the job, because then I would have maybe found another way to do this. This was something which I was very very determined, because I was trying to do this for many years. Before I found you, Harvey, I was contemplating doing something on my own for almost like 3 to 4 years, but it was just not happening because that confidence wasn't seeping in. A typical women problem. Even if you're financially sound, you get scared.
Hmm.
So that was there, and now I'm trying to, my weekends obviously are very very focused on my brand. In the evenings also, what I do, I have scheduled the jobs that I need to take care in on an evening basis, like going to a workshop, my workshop, telling the master Gs what needs to be done. I have created my goals for how many designs I want to create on a weekly basis, so I try and stick to that. And if there are new designs to be created, I need to do some inspiration. So I've tried to create a system out of how I want to approach and manage both the things. Yes.
Wow, amazing, amazing, Sonal. And I think when you have those goals, it becomes much easier. Would you agree that today, this is what I need to do, or for this week, I need to have 3 more designs, or I need to give this work to my master G? So, how are goals helping you to stay very, very focused?
Yes, they are definitely. Otherwise, there was so much of madness. It has put so much of method to what I'm trying to do over here. Initially I felt there is no time that I have, but now since I've structured my day in a way, I get up in the morning. I have started, focusing on my health aspect as well. So I get up really early, around 5 o'clock, and I
Wow.
focus the first 2 hours, only planning out my day, especially my business part of it, because corporate life, since I've been here so much, it's somehow into rhythm, and I know I don't need to like pre-plan too much about it. But the morning 2 hours I spend about planning my day, what special, the big ticket items I need to take care of. From 10 o'clock till 4:30, I'm dedicated to my corporate life. So I spend there unless and until there is the call or something. As I said, being that's the benefit of being a consultant. So I try to kind of facilitate those. And in the evenings, again, I go back and I finish what needs to be done by me, or if I need to align some with some other aspects of my business, some other freelance people that I am like taking support of. So they help me execute the rest of the work. So that's what I've been
Super.
doing.
Super amazing. And what I really loved, Sonal, about what you said was you went to your management and you found a way out. There are so many women, they feel that because I'm in a job, I can't even think about it. Yeah, and like when I remember when I was doing my job, I was very, very clear that during the job hours, I'm not even going to think about business. That was the code of honor that I had. And then stretching in the nights and doing Saturday, Sunday with pregnancy and all those things. So I think there is always a way out. Would you agree? Like if you
Yes,
want to do
absolutely.
it, and you proving that I wanted to, like, I was so determined, I want to do it, and I found my way out to balance my job and my business life. So that's very inspiring. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sharing that.
Mm.
I think a lot of people are going to find value in this piece. People generally, especially, I mean, who are into work 9 to 5 and they want to start their own brand in parallel, this is going to be a very helpful piece. So I wanted to ask you, did your niche clarity and everything happen after you joined the Fashionpreneur Club, or you already had started things before joining the community?
No, the clarity still happens, Harvey. So every time, so we had done our niche clarity, workshops in the Fashion Pro Club also a couple of times. I've attended it, and every time I've revisited that subject, it has brought in more and more clarity. So there is never a end line to it, saying that yes, when I encountered the niche clarity course, I did go by the exact scientific way that you have taught. It brought in a lot of things. Otherwise, I was into very clear, I don't want to do Indian wear. I want to do Western wear. But then Western wear, you have, these bigger brands which scare you, as I quoted earlier as well. And then what do you do? Then how do I become my niche? How do I create that significance and USP for myself? That all came, after I did the scientific approach of, searching my niche, going to understand where are the people available for that, what are the kind of target audience, and how I need to, get hold of those target audience, the lead generation part of it. And it is still happening. It's still happening in the recent boot camp also. We did the exercise all over again, and there were newer elements that have come into, that what all I can expand my niche into, which were not clearer then. So definitely, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I think with every the cycle, it's the next version which kind of emerges
Yes.
out, right? It's an
Yes.
ongoing process. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Super
Yes.
amazing. Tell us more about how was the experience like when you were making your own website, or how was that journey when you were creating your website?
So again, I would like to be very, very honest over here, and that's what Harvey, you always tell us, to be honest to yourself, to honest to be this thing. Again, I have been fortunate that I had a friend who did help me in the website development, but I knew it. I knew it because I learned it in the course. I knew where to say that this needs to be done, that needs to be done, this is how the pictures need to be edited, because I am from the marketing and the communications background myself. So it's not that I started exactly from scratch, but yes, since I've not done it with my hand, I didn't know how to do practically. Through the course, when we knew how and what needs to be done. So, for example, the background that Shopify offers. Typically, if you go to a developer, they will offer you something which is much easier, a template being picked from somewhere, just paste it and run with it. The e-commerce part of Shopify was very, very helpful. So when I go back to understanding the analytics of it, it really helped. So that was very, very clear to me. Had I not known that, I would have probably gone by any other offering as well. So there were certain aspects which were very, very clear because I knew it. So didn't I practically do? Yes. Now I do visit and do a little bit of changing of the pictures for myself. And again, because my dependency on anyone is not there, I know it. So that is I think one of the big learning that I have for the website
Great.
development.
Amazing, Sonal. Yeah, and I always say you take somebody's help because you don't have time. Don't take
Yeah,
somebody's help because we don't have knowledge.
absolutely.
That because that dependency, when it kicks in, that the agency is not responding or this person is not responding to your calls and so on, it just delays our whole
Yes.
journey or our business, right? So
Yes.
that's super amazing. In terms of marketing,
Mhm.
how has the community or the Diamond membership learnings, how has it helped you, and what level of marketing do you do for your brand today? I know your
Uh,
time is very limited with both the worlds that you're juggling, but in that also, what do you focus on?
So from the marketing, Instagram obviously is our bread and butter. So I'm kind of focusing a lot in terms of my continuity of the post that I'm doing. That was something which was lacking beforehand. Obviously, the page did not exist, but what I was doing is I did a preview. I created a collection. I went to my friends. I showcased them. I blew some money there, calling it out, but that was done for sending out a signal to the world that look, I have committed to this and now I will do it.
Wow.
So this I did before even launching my website, but because it was a commitment on the table, I thought I have to do it. But after that, I didn't do any form of exhibition after that, because one, it is very time consuming. But I'm sticking to only a bit of ads. I have not started doing ads a little too much right now because I still need to add a little more to my collection. Once it is done, then obviously Facebook ads I have done, but I've done like in bits and pieces. I've not done it like a campaign. I've not done it very, very regularly. But
Yeah.
that's an area I need to kind of really focus on, because lead generation, right? That's
Right.
where, yeah.
So you're doing more organic marketing right now on
Yes,
Instagram
yes,
with, yeah,
yes,
super
yes,
amazing, amazing.
yeah.
And you said you have to give instructions to the tailor. So you are designing all of these designs that you have on your website by yourself, as in you have an in-house team who would do it for you, or you are outsourcing it to people.
Two things. Till a while ago, I was doing it myself. I go to Pinterest, take inspirations, because I'm not a designer by knowledge, by learning, by profession. Then I will take inspiration because I had a flair of what looks good. So I was appreciated from since childhood for how I dress myself up, or how would I suggest my friends around. So that was the confidence I had. I picked up inspirations from Pinterest, put it together, made some tweaks, and gave it to the master G. That process was slow, because technically to understand the cost of the fabric and everything was also taking. That was also the reason that kept me a little slow in my initial 5-6 months. Currently, what I've started doing, and it's as new as 1 month old, I started freelancing with a trained designer. So I will continue to design myself,
Yeah.
but this aspect, will at least have my collection in a more routine and a rhythmic way coming out.
Yeah.
So that's what I started seeking help, and they're all
Amazing.
freelancers right now that I'm connecting with.
Amazing. Yeah, that gives you the liberty of continuing your consulting work and also like kind of giving them the work and getting
Yes.
the pieces coming in.
Yeah.
Super. So this is very interesting that you are not a fashion designer and you are in a way getting into designing through your own inspiration, through your passion, finding out people who can help you in this journey, like freelance fashion designers. So would you agree that it's okay not to be a fashion designer and still have an apparel brand?
Absolutely, Harvey. That was the first thing I picked up from you. Very distinctly remember your one of your ads, or I think it was an Instagram post. I don't distinctly remember, which you very clearly said that you don't need to be an expert to start a fashion brand. So that's the first myth that gave me. When I broke it, gave me confidence that I should go ahead with it. Let me see. Zyada kya hoga? What will maximum happen? It's that people will not like that particular design. I'm as it is bespoke. I am not doing mass productions. I'm not doing those kind of heavyweights as of now. Yeah,
Hmm.
eventually I need to make a big brand out of it, but yes, not right now. So I can always play around that.
Correct, correct.
But yes, I think what holds us women, especially back, is that fear of the unknown, that it's an
Hmm.
uncharted territory for me. That sense of failure, I think we overthink and we hold ourselves from taking the actions. So you, when I met through you, I started, following Rajiv also. When Rajiv Talreja, when I hear his post, I've done a couple of his programs as well. Um, one thing very distinctly, that don't stop your learning ever. You are a lifelong learner. That is one thing. And the more I'm learning, the more confidence I am getting that, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. So that's something which is very clearly coming out in my growth journey here.
Super amazing. I'm so glad you brought this point out of continuously learning. And I want you to share a little bit about, you said you had, so we women always, we have this fear of unknown, right? So right from a point when things were unknown for you up until now that you are trying different ways of designing by yourself, Pinterest, looking at various trends and freelancing, and you paving path for the resources that you need and the kind of skills that you have, the gap that you have, you're bridging it with freelancers. So what is it that you would love to tell people that, say for example, somebody wants to start a brand and this big fear of unknown has, what should be her next steps until she's paving her own path and taking it with the flow? What should she do?
Okay, out of my limited understanding of what I've learned, and thanks to you, Harvey, having a coach is very, very important. Someone who can just hold your hand and tell you that I am with you. I think that was the biggest, thing that one should do. So invest in people who are really helping you in your growth journey. So people should identify those people. God willingly and thankfully, I find people like you, and through you, I could know of Rajiv Talreja. I've never heard of him before that. So that's one very, very clear point that comes to my mind. What happened after that was I started bringing in clarity in my goals, that why I want to do what I want to do. You know, once that clarity comes in, one gets into learning phase, which basically means becoming and uplifting your own self to bring that knowledge into your life. When you get that knowledge, confidence again comes into your life, into your way of approach towards your thinking. Everything starts falling like a dominic. It starts falling into place. I think that has been in three steps my journey: finding a coach who led me to identify my goals and bring in clarity in those, planning at that pave that path for me. And third is, inspiring me to become that person who can lead a business of that stature. And having putting all this together, give me a vision to create something great out of, this efforts that and the time that I'm putting into my business, with all of this background that is happening in my life.
Wow, wow, amazing. That's so simplified and a profound way of, letting people know what is it that they should do in order to. I feel like we just need to get started. Would you agree? Like, just have the courage
Absolutely.
to start. And if there are people who are showing you clarity, just go through that path and then you start finding your
You
own way
have
there.
You have to surrender. You have to surrender, because most of the time people like me who have so far done things on their own, we resist a lot. We put blinders of our learnings. We don't have that clean slate to start afresh, saying that this is a new journey. It could be approached differently. What we have done so far, keep it aside. That obviously will add in our journey and our experience. But I think that is the starting point. Without it, I would have not taken this plunge. If I had not met you, Harvey, I would have still been contemplating, that should I do business? Do I have it in me to be a leader? Though I am a people's person, that's my profession also. I love being around people. But still, I had these fears of, will people like me, my stuff or not? Should I be doing that or not?
Hmm.
So yeah, that's starting point, because very strongly I believe that women just need that initial push and that kickstart. Once they are put into that rhythm, I think we are on a roller coaster. After that, there will be no stopping for us.
Absolutely. And you are already talking about you were passionate. You are passionate without any degree in fashion designing or so on. You have started your brand. So it's more about aligning your passion with that clarity, and that roller coaster journey starts, right?
Absolutely,
Super
absolutely.
amazing. So, Sonal, lovely conversations. I want to know, if you look at Sonal in the past, right, who had not started her brand, say a year ago, and you see Sonal today, what are the three big shifts that you see in those two personas? Like some very clear aspects that you see have changed in your life, in yourself. What is it? Share with us.
I think I've repeated this quite a bit in this interview itself. One is the confidence and the clarity of
Mm.
what I am doing. So that is very, very strongly and which is developing that in me. Um, Second and third could be, okay, let me think this through.
Yeah,
I
take your
hope I
time.
can think,
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
think.
please take your time.
You know, uh, Indecisiveness. I think that was a very clear part of me, procrastination,
Mm.
karte hain, you know. And the moment you said, for the first time, I heard you saying that I love stationaries, I said, I love stationaries as well. Stationaries from the point of journaling and putting everything together. And I said, I've never made the best use of that, in terms of structuring my thoughts.
Mm.
So yeah, the three things, if I say the difference between the Sonal of then and the Sonal of now, is one of obviously clarity and confidence. I don't procrastinate. I feel more responsible, as a human being,
Yeah.
because there is a deep sense, I'm grateful for having this opportunity to serve one of the tribes. So whenever I'm thinking about the tribe members, it gives me that innate strength and confidence that I need to tell my story. Let me do it for the community. So that is also always running at the back of your minds, from a very carefree person to one who's becoming more responsible towards my business, towards my coaches who are investing so much into my learning, who are so passionate about that I should succeed. Then why can't I do that? I think I've shared this with you over a message
I
earlier
remember
as well.
that message very clearly. Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Holding you accountable. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, the tribe members, after the boot camp, I'm receiving so many calls from the members, who have come to know that I am into the same niche, and they're kind of approaching, and we are trying to collaborate offline. I think this boot camp happened at such a beautiful time, when I think it was needed the most. And I was trying to understand, how do I reach out to my members more? How can I really, be that central point, and be keep hearing stories from the leaders group also being inspirations from the other tribes, and how can I be that inspiration for these people? So yes, that sense of responsibility is also kind of seeped in very deep into my life. And I'm confident that now I will make it a great success out of this business that I'm doing, not only for my own self, not only for the revenue. Obviously, that will be a natural byproduct of the actions that we will be taking. But it is also going into the direction of a larger good and a larger societal benefits of the community that we are talking about and operating in. It's an innate sense of strength and confidence that you are not alone in all of this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's a big thing for a woman, right? Like feeling that you're not alone and there are some crazy bunch of people who are equally passionate just hand holding you, and you're moving forward together in the journey. So I think
Yeah.
that's a big thing. Have you made any specific good friends from our diamond group, our community, wherein you have like kind of you look up to that person, or you know that if I have any business problem, I just go there, ask her, and then I will get my way out. Any such relationships made within our community?
There are a lot of them, Harvey. I don't know if I should be taking one name and I will forget the others. I think
Okay.
amongst the leaders also, there are so many of them. There's Preeti, there's Nidhi. We interact quite a bit more often than Rima was there. Now I don't interact, with her so much, but she was there. That we would always, pick up a call on each other and say what needs to be, kind of discussed for the tribe and all that. Now after the boot camp, as I mentioned, even the people, earlier I would reach out to them, for an activity which was more like a transactional, but now they have started building. So I had this person called Neha, who's from Gurgaon only, who reached out to me, and she's like, I'm in the same business, why don't we interact? And before I could say anything, she's telling me, oh, let me help you how to, because I know so many high net worth individuals. You are into a high-end parachute. So she had done all the research on my brand, everything. And it
Wow.
was very heartwarming and touching that, she's not calling me to seek help, but she's calling me to offer help. So
Wow.
those are the kind of individuals that exist within our community, which is really, really heartwarming. That I think the whole rhythm of being with good people, good-hearted people itself, I think, is a great thing that one must invest into. Being part of that we have the community that we have created in Fashion for now.
Super amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us, or there are a lot of people who feel that there's so much competition, not talk to people who are in the same niche or who are doing business. What's your take on that, on competition?
I think we, as a community, we have transformed or going against the tribe. They say, ki, or, ladies don't get along well. I think we are a bunch of people who would, I won't say, slit for each other, but almost something similar. So there is a message that come on a tribe group, and there are people, running around to, help that person to give information and really, do their bit in terms of contributing to their success. So I think it's a myth. Women of today is not that conventional woman who's either jealous, and I think people of those nature, even if they are, and the bigger strength is towards positivity, they will fall out of the line. So I think that is something which is very clear. So with us, we are very, very fortunate that it all percolates from you, your spirit, your vision of what you want to create. So when you gave us this vision 100 crore club, firstly, I thought you were talking about your business as Fashionpreneur Club. But when I heard it again, I said, no, what she's meaning is all of us put together. So if that is coming from you, I'm sure everyone, slowly and steadily, even if they don't comprehend in the most true form, they are falling in line and they are understanding the true spirit of this community that we are doing. So I can very proudly say that I have not encountered anyone in our community, who's either jealous or who could be not wanting to share information or something like that. I think we are very, very much on collaboration, on helping, on really offering each other. I just gave an example of this tribe member who reached out to me to offer me help. So yeah. That's
Super,
the first thing.
amazing. Yeah, the other day I was tagged into a reel and I just checked what the reel is about. And I see 9 diamond members. They had come together, collaborated for 9 days of Navratri or 9 colors. I think everybody was wearing
Wow.
one color from the Navratri 9 days. And when I was looking at their brands, many of them, they are into sari brand. So they are
Mm-hmm.
giving their name, they are giving their website, they are giving their the Instagram handle, all 9 of them coming together. I literally had goosebumps. I'm like, who are the people, or where are those people who would not look at competition but having the same niche and tell the world you can either choose her brand or my brand. And I think this is the power
Yeah,
that all of us, it's not just Fashionpreneur Club and coming from me to you, but even that reciprocation, we are reciprocating in a way that we stand for no competition but more collaboration, more creation. So amazing space to be in, no, because always, as you
absolutely.
said, people feel that women are jealous, they only want to back bitch about each other. And here is a world where all of us, we are contributing to create an amazing space with heart for each other. So very
Absolutely.
well point said, Sonal. Before
Absolutely.
I let you go, I had amazing conversations with you. We wish we could continue talking. But before I let you go, what is that one message? I know you spoke about having a coach or clarity, keeping all of that aside, from your heart to some other woman who is working right now and she is dreaming to start her business. What is it that you want to tell her? What should she look within her? That courage or whatever comes to your mind. What is that message that you want to give her so that she gets that, through your journey, she gets that kind of courage that मैं भी कर सकती हूँ यार, अगर सोनल ने किया तो क्या करना चाहिए उसको?
Yeah. So, I've already shared my story. The only thing I would like to say right now is, you know, uh, we all women, we have this innate power within us. It's part of our DNA. It is not something that we need to acquire from outside world. All we need to do is hone it, polish it, and just recognize it that it exists within us. I think that is what has happened with me in my journey in the most larger sense. Right now, as a single person who's working single handedly for the brand, also, so I've already let it out, I'm single. So, what I'm trying to say over here is if a single person who doesn't have an emotional backing or is not seeking family support from somewhere just got realized that she had that innate power in her own life, who could juggle two worlds together, and I think, without complaint, walking on that journey with a lot of happiness and a lot of confidence. I think anyone can do it. So that is all I would like to say. We all just need to do is focus our energy and be in that rhythm, to find the right people around us who adds to this positivity and who give us that confidence that we can do it. That's all we need to do as women. I think that's where we generally fall short of, to in terms of recognizing the right people around us. Fortunately, I found the right people around me. Just look for those people who are telling us we can't do it. Those are the people to stay at, and not an arm's length, I think a 10-foot pole apart, from those people. So that's my only message I think I would like to give everyone.
Super, Sonal. That's so inspiring, and especially when you shared you're single, and I've heard from a lot of single women, for whatever circumstances, got married or never got married in their lives, but they always feel that, I'm that bichari who has no support, and I have to do things by myself, and that cribbing mentality of, and with all all love and all respect, I'm nobody to judge what they go through, but I think everybody has their own problems, with family or without a family, with a partner, without a partner. But what you are really inspiring us to say, hey, you know what, without any emotional backing, I have had my own shares of ups and downs in my relation or in my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I am
Absolutely.
single and now I own my life, and I am finding the ways to balance, juggle, and I'm doing everything by surrounding with the right people. So that's a very,
Absolutely.
very powerful. Thank you for sharing that, because not a lot of women will have the guts to share about, their life and who they are. But this is very, very inspiring, Sonal, for women out there who are single and who want to take charge of their own life. So thank you.
Thank you, Harvey. Thank you very, very much. I can't even say it again and again. The role you have played in so many lives of all of us put together. I think it will go into that emotional side of the conversation. But I truly, truly believe it, Harvey, that it's not by default that I encountered you. It was designed by the greater powers. I'm spiritual in that. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual in that aspect. But thank you very much for playing that part. And I know you will continue to do that, handhold us and take us on this journey of growth and happiness that comes with it in our
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sonal. And now it's not just me. We have like more than 4,000 women, ka tribe,
Yeah.
and people like you stepping up, hand holding tribes and showing them the way through your journey. So thank you so much for everything that you do for your brand, of course, but also every aspect of you contributing to our diamond tribes and our community at large. People look up to you. So thank you for all the contribution and the person who you are. Truly, truly honored to have you in our community. I mean that.
It's pleasure is all mine, Harvey. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you
It
very
was
much. And I really am looking forward to see amazing growth of your brand Udambara. Looking for more bespoke designs. I know you're working on increasing the number of pieces and the collection and figuring out resources for that. But wish you all the very best, and looking forward to have an amazing brand journey with you.
thank you, Harvey. Thank you. It will be an honor. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sonal. Speak with you very soon.